March 12, 2021, the Decker household in Monroe, Indiana. Mark Decker, a respected accountant and father of two, was found dead in the garage of his family home. A single blow to the back of the head, no signs of forced entry, no stolen property. His wife, Lena Decker, called 911 at 7:48 p.m., claiming she found him bleeding and cold after returning from yoga. She was hysterical. Police initially believed it was a burglary gone wrong. But the truth? It lived in the silence between text messages and the glow of a burner phone hidden in a shoebox. Mark and Lena had been married for 12 years. To neighbors, they were picture perfect. A clean-cut couple with two bright children, soccer games on Saturdays, and community barbecues in the summer. Mark worked long hours at an accounting firm downtown. Lena had recently left her job as a paralegal and was exploring finding herself again. What nobody knew was that Lena had already found someone else in secret. His name was Trevor Moss, 29, a construction contractor who worked on the remodel of the Decker kitchen the previous summer. It started innocently, a few jokes, some flirtation, then late-night texts that turned into hotel rendezvous and eventually, an affair. Lena felt seen for the first time in years. Trevor was spontaneous, wild, dangerous. She became addicted. But Trevor had no intention of settling down. He was in debt, had a criminal past, and no job stability. Still, Lena wanted to run away with him. There was just one problem: Mark. Divorcing Mark would mean financial instability, custody battles, and losing the house she loved. But if Mark died? She would inherit $400,000 in life insurance and full custody of the kids. Suddenly, fantasy became motive. Lena began plotting with Trevor. The plan was simple: Mark was a creature of habit. Every Friday evening, he parked his car in the garage and entered through the side door. Trevor would wait inside the garage, strike once with a wrench, then disappear through the side gate. Lena would have an alibi at her yoga class across town. They rehearsed it mentally a dozen times. March 12 arrived. Mark left work at 6:05 p.m., stopped for gas, and pulled into the garage by 7:12 p.m. Inside, Trevor waited in the dark corner near the breaker box. As Mark turned to close the garage door, Trevor stepped behind him and struck his head with a metal wrench. Mark collapsed instantly. Trevor ran, leaving behind no fingerprints, no trace. Lena returned from yoga 30 minutes later and called 911 in feigned horror. Police arrived. The home was clean, the body untouched. It looked like a tragic burglary or a random act of violence. Only, it wasn't. Mark's brother, Jason, didn't believe it. He was paranoid about safety. He had cameras everywhere, why were the garage ones turned off? Police reviewed the footage. The garage camera was unplugged at the breaker. Odd. So they checked the neighborhood security footage. At 7:16 p.m., a blurry figure was seen hopping the Decker fence. Male. Hooded. Gone within seconds. They couldn't identify him, but it confirmed someone was there. Detectives began digging. Lena's phone revealed nothing suspicious. She had deleted all messages. Her laptop was clean. But investigators searched deeper. Behind the shoebox in her closet was a burner phone, powered off but intact. Once unlocked, it told a different story. Thousands of messages between Lena and TM over 7 months. I want him gone. We need to make this happen. No more waiting. Friday. The garage. Be fast. Police identified TM as Trevor Moss. Trevor was arrested at his apartment 2 days later. His boots matched footprints found near the Decker fence. In his car was a receipt for a motel just a mile from the Decker home, timestamped just hours before the murder. Lena was brought in for questioning. She denied everything, claimed Trevor was obsessed and that she had tried to cut him off. But the messages told the truth. Her fingerprints were found on the burner phone. Her browsing history included searches like: how long does it take for head trauma to kill? Can you collect life insurance if husband is murdered? She was arrested the following morning. Lena's trial captivated the nation. Headlines read: Wife, Lover, and Murder, the Lena Decker Plot. From suburbia to sinister, a housewife's deadly plan. Prosecutors painted Lena as cold and calculating. Her lawyer argued she had been groomed and manipulated by Trevor, a dangerous man who seduced and used her. Trevor turned on Lena in a plea deal, testifying that she orchestrated the entire plan and pressured him for weeks. The jury didn't take long. Both Lena and Trevor were found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Trevor received 35 years without parole. Lena was sentenced to life in prison. She cried during sentencing, not out of guilt, but as her children watched from the gallery, escorted by Mark's brother. The judge called it a monstrous betrayal fueled by selfishness, greed, and lust. Mark Decker's funeral drew hundreds. At the podium, Jason said, "My brother didn't die from a blow to the head, he died from misplaced trust." From whispers in his own home. Today, their children live with Jason and his wife, away from the neighborhood that once echoed with laughter. The Decker house was sold. The garage repainted. But the whispers? They still linger.